Good morning. I'm back at it again today. Went home and got the rest of the tools I needed to try to take this thing apart. The correct sockets to get this inner primary and primary drive off today. So we're going to start there, try to get this apart. The goal today would be to get the motor ready to remove hopefully by this afternoon. So we'll see how the progress goes. We're going to start off by pulling this primary drive and see if we can get this taken care of. Brought my handy impact. This has been a great tool for these types of projects. Pretty quick work of that. Guess we're going to need an extension there. I was hoping I wouldn't, but the socket that I have is a little too short. Let me find an extension. If you happen to be unorganized like me, and you have things in a couple of spots, either at a house or different garages or a new shop, you forget things like extensions. Unfortunately, without a toolbox and a place to keep everything, I kind of got parts and pieces and tools all over the place. I actually had to run home and grab this piece. I have it here now, and hopefully this is the last run I have to make for a little bit and get this motor out. It's on there pretty good. That right-hand thread always gets me too. Makes me think I'm doing something backwards. Feels really wrong. Get my handy clutch hub puller out here and get this hub pulled real quick. There we are. There's a fight you a little bit. Got a little bit of rust on the puller, unfortunately. I've had that one for quite a while. Might be time to replace that one, or at least clean it up quite a bit. Alright, find the proper side for that and get the L pulled. Oh, guessed wrong. Typically just finger tighten these. I'm not sure if that's the right way or not. I feel like it ultra snug. That pulled real nice. I figured it would. Like I said, I believe all this stuff is fairly new. The clutch hub itself shows a little bit of wear, but it doesn't look too bad. It's got a little rust on it, probably from sitting, honestly. I know when I picked it up, it was stored in a pretty damp garage. And of course, I stored it in my pole barn for quite a while. I'm sure that didn't help it at all. Set that aside too. Pull that keyway out and then we'll start taking the bolts out of the inner primary. Use my new picks to get this out. There. Once that's wire tied, so we'll get some heavy duty cutters to cut those wires. Nice set of heavy duty Milwaukee wire cutters here. Should be able to pull it out now. Once these things are stubborn, been in a little while. Got an old bike at home, an old 79 Shovelhead as well, and everything is wire tight on the inside. That's been a fun one to take apart a few times and work on. Here's that one. And they're both out. Alright. Let's get this inner primary pulled. It's nice, the old Milwaukee ratchet makes it real easy to pull these apart. When this bike is put together, the outers are Allen head, so I'll have to find the right tool for that, get those out of there. Should have one available. I believe it's a 5/16 Allen head. Might not be that big. Nope. Like 1/4 inch. Primary drive should be free. Pull this in right off. Try to get the solenoid pulled here. I'll Then it's unhooking the starter as well from the other side. Little battery tray. Solenoid pole, we'll put these back in place. Should do, I'll loosen up the lift. Yep, that'll lift right out of there. Perfect. A couple more small guys in here, it looks like. Well, I wasn't wanting to pull the pipes just yet, but I think having them right out of the way will be nice. So I'll work on that next. Kind of jumping all over the place. It's been a little while since I've taken a whole bike apart. Been on there for a little while. Pretty gross looking. gives us a little more room. Put these back on so they're not lost. Just have to unhook all the wires here. The battery box will be free. Pretty neat setup there. Put the old zip tie, send everything along with the wiring here. This one must have failed and they decided not to take it out, but replace it with another one and just zip tie it together. Kind of neat the things you find on these old bikes, what people have done as far as roadside repairs or whatnot. You always hope it's a roadside repair with things like that because it doesn't make sense in my mind on why you would not take it apart and fix it properly. But I have definitely seen worse. I've seen much worse. The starter bracket here. Socket wrench for that one. Make life a little easier on myself. All these old parts are pretty rusty. A lot of them are either rusted on or they're painted on. That black spray paint still amazes me how much of that's on everything. Looks like they did take the motor out of the bike possibly to paint it because I don't see the paint on the oil lines and on the wiring, which is nice. I have seen that before where someone rattle canned the entire bike, wiring and all. Put these back in place. Try to keep some of the stuff together, that way when I sell these parts, they're as complete as I can make them. Often when I buy parts and parts lots, I don't have everything, unfortunately. Starter wire unhooked here. It's nice, these Milwaukee ratcheting wrenches fit in most small places. I'm used to my older ratcheting wrenches that were quite large and they didn't fit everywhere, so I just assume that they don't fit. So far I've done really well with these ones. They fit in most of the places I can put them in, which has been very convenient. Alright, starter wire is free. I'm not ready to remove this oil tank yet because it is full of oil. I'm going to attempt to get the starter out from this side without pulling the oil tank. And I should be able to do that, I believe. Maybe not. It wasn't what I was hoping for. It's not working the way I'd hoped it to. It's just not quite enough room in there to get to it. Not sure if I can get to it from the inside or not. Well, I guess we're draining the oil faster than I wanted to. So we'll start on that next. Move some tools here and we'll show that process. Now we drained the oil tank. Made a giant mess, of course. Should have figured that it was going to happen. I guess I kind of knew I would make a mess. Not properly set up here to take oil out just yet. I mean, I don't know what all you need, but I don't have the right funnels and the right ways to do it, so good thing for my little catch tray down here. A lot of it went on there, some of it went on the floor, some of it went everywhere else. Anyway, I'm gonna get ready to pull these oil lines out of here. This should help because that tank was full, absolutely filled. And green oil, so assuming it's Brad Penn, used that in the past and that seems to be a pretty good oil, honestly. One line off. I think we'll take that one off of the top, pull it down. Some of these lines actually look like they were recently replaced and look pretty good. I don't think that they're in real bad shape. Some of them, the ends are pretty rough. I know this one's pretty rough, but I bet you can cut it back and still use it for something, even if it was just a temporary fix. There's that line off. I've got the one bottom line here, so we'll see how much oil comes out of this one. This is the main one I'm worried about making a mess with. I've got a bolt handy here that I can stick in the hole and seal it off if I need to. Not too much in there. Not enough that we don't want it leaking everywhere and making even more of a mess. So we'll seal that guy off. Alright, that oil tank should be ready to pull. What we have to do is take that bushing off the other side there. Undo that guy and we should be free. I guess there's one bottom bushing left that I failed to see, and I can see it now, and hopefully I can get to it. It's pretty grimy underneath there. We'll find out if the wrench will stay on or not. Coming along, sitting right behind the shift linkage, so it's in a peculiar spot. Fun thing with these old bushings and heat, they typically melt and get stuck. You spin with the bolt or the nut, and then they don't want to come out. for every quarter turn I make on it, what it's doing is it's going back about 1/8 of a turn, which is making it super fun. Taking longer than I'd like it to. I feel like maybe we're making some headway here. There we have it. One nut, one washer. This thing should be free. At least gives me enough room to get in there. Get the starter pulled. See where you get on that nut now. Get that to start. Possibly it'll pull. Find out. I can see it better now, which is good. Still can't get to it all the way though. So we get a wrench on it. I guess I could have got to it from that side the whole time. Just missed it. Sometimes when things are covered in oil and grease, you can't see them real well. I didn't see that. Actually, an Allen head on that side, which I believe I can get to. Could save myself some headaches. Being that everything is covered in grease here, it's giving me fits. There we are. out. I'll attempt that other one more time. I think what we're having an issue with is the nut on the back side of this is spinning too, making it difficult. Close. We're getting somewhere. Problem is I can't see the nut on the other side of that starter. Not sure where that's hooked to. See if we can get some light on the situation here. Need to get a good flashlight, so I'm not using my phone the whole time. It's on the bottom side of the starter. Get this tank out the rest of the way. Get that out. Should give us the space we need to get everything undone, I hope. I know there's ways that this stuff works specifically. Not that I know how those are, but I know that there are ways that this actually works. And there are guys that are way better at this and way faster at this than I probably will ever be. Very much an amateur when it comes to this type of stuff. Definitely not a mechanic by any means. I just do it for fun and do it to make a little money. course, the main goal is to get the motor out, so I guess for now I'm done messing with the oil tank and the starter and the inner primary. I'll figure that stuff out. My main goal is to get this engine out and get it ready to go because I do have the engine sold. So my main goal today is to get the rest of this unhooked so I can get the motor ready to go. I'm going to get this front exhaust off first, which I should be able to do easy enough, I hope. Loosen up on the right Allen for that side, front exhaust port. See, it's a 1/4 inch here. Looks like it is. That's dry in there. But at least it's coming out. All right, get this front bracket off the rest of the way. A lot of gasket material on there. Pull the rear brake from here. And we'll work on getting the rest of the oil lines off of the motor and get the motor mounts all unhooked. The rear brake should be free. Pull that off real quick. It's all set. Put the washers and the nuts back in place. We keep the transmission all together. Snug those guys back up. Alright, that's back how that belongs. Pull this oil line real fast here. Screwdriver. And we'll start working on these motor mount bolts. That back one is stiff, that's for sure. The writing on it looks like it's fairly new, but it feels pretty solid. Well, I guess it's torn anyway, so we'll grab a knife and cut it. Or if you don't have a knife, Milwaukee cutters. Get quick work out of that. Straighten it up real quick here so we put a bolt in it. Alright, let's see if we can get this motor ready to pull. The other side may give me a little bit of a fit here. Maybe a hard one to get to. We'll find out shortly. Maybe we'll get the easy ones done first and see where that gets us. Try not to drop everything in the oil. One rear motor mount out. Let's see if we can get the front ones done now. And a deep wall socket for that one. Unfortunately, this one's just a little bit too short. Now I'll find what I do with that 9/16. There we are. grounding strap is hooked right to that. There we go. Starting to work its way back. Alright, there's one more motor mount done. Let's work on this other front one real quick here and figure out how to get that other left side rear one out. Try to get that from the other side, see if we can get it to pull. Let's rotate out. We'll switch the camera over there and see what we can get. Alright, now that we're on this side, see if we can get the rest of this bolt to pull out of there. Slowly working its way up. Nope, not quite. The old ratchet wrench will give it a go here. Don't want to force it out of there. That thing is tight, that's for sure. Might be creating too much pressure with that back motor mount still mounted on this side. Guess I better work on that a little bit. See if I can get to it. Not quite sure how I'm going to attack this one. Let's get it loose for a second here and then figure out the rest. thinking with an extension, I might be able to get underneath that and pull it. So I think we're going to give that a shot. Got a short extension here. Try going from underneath. Try not to lay in the oil there. Can't break the new shop in right without getting oil everywhere, right? Well, it's not quite long enough. Just the slightest bit of twist as well. Hopefully, a little longer extension, a little bit of twist, we can get it. Nope, that's not a good angle. I don't love that. I don't want to do that. So, think about that for a little bit. I'm going to pull these top motor mounts for now while I'm thinking about that, try to figure that out. I'm not exactly sure how I want to attack it. I know that's not the right way to do things. I'm not looking to mess something up, so we'll think about it a little bit while I pull this top mount. Just going to loosen it for now. I'm going to take it all the way off. I don't want it all the way off, not yet. Not quite ready. There we are. Alright, we're going to get on that with the impact wrench. Should be able to get just in there. We'll find out real quick here. Okay, welcome back. Had a little struggle here getting the inner primary off of this bike. I didn't want to fight with it on camera and show the struggle. It's kind of a pain in the butt. What I found was the starter housing itself, on the back side of it was a nylock nut. And that nylock nut, of course, was spinning free. Wasn't coming off at all. I had to move the tank around enough to be able to get in there with a small actual screwdriver and hold pressure against it, because there wasn't enough room to actually get a wrench in there to get that apart. Once I did that, I was able to pull the inner primary off, which was great. So now everything else is ready to be pulled out. All I have to do now is get this back motor mount off. I should be able to free the motor up from here, and this motor is ready to go to its new home. I'm very excited to take this next step with this. Should be hopefully an easy one from here. Just need to find my tools now that I've made a giant mess and gotten tools everywhere. Right in the oil. So I was hoping it was going to go. That's what I get. Gravity. Gravity will always get you, right? Most days I'm thankful for gravity, but sometimes it drops tools in the oil. So much grease on there, you almost can't get on it with your fingertips. Makes it difficult to turn, that's for sure. At least some of that tension on the motor helps a lot of these things spin freely. Sometimes that can be detrimental from what I've found. Sometimes these things were installed really bad and needed shims to make them square, and sometimes guys didn't even consider that and just put the motor back in, bolted it down, and tweaked the frame, the mounts, broke motor mounts, broke the ears right off these things. Seen a lot of damaged engines. Thankfully, releasing this tension with the upper motor mount here, these lower ones, I believe these are going to come out nicely now. There's that long-winded guy there. Now, back to working on this front one. This should be easier now. Oh yeah, that turns nice. It's real nice now. Now that those are out, get these guys loosened up here. Get this top motor mount off temporarily. This motor should be free. washer was squished right in place. There we are. Now, loosen this up the rest of the way. Undo the throttle cable here. Everything should be ready to pull. That's a little tighter than I hoped it would be. One, take this one off, and then that should be good. Oh yeah, she's ready to come. Ready to come right out of there. That's awesome. Somebody's homemade parts there, little spacers to make it right, different. There we are, look at that. Now it's ready to come out. Get this throttle cable pulled, and I think everything's unhooked. Looks like it is. The last thing to deal with is that throttle cable. So we'll quick snip that zip tie. There we are. Now we'll loosen those cables up. Right size wrenches here. One thing I don't have quite yet is duplicates of everything. I do have a ratcheting set of wrenches, and I guess I could get those out, but I'm not going to do that. Vice grips here. Just need it to loosen enough. I can pull that cable. Alright, and the motor is ready. Everything's unhooked, all oil lines are unhooked it looks like. Well, we got one lower one I gotta pull yet. I guess I'm not quite there, but we're close. Move this camera around. Take a look at that bottom line. See what I'm talking about here. That's what I'm looking at. Looking at this bottom line right there. Get a screwdriver on that. And get her undone. undone now. Now, I do believe we're close. We got one more electrical connection to cut there. On my cutters here. Trace the wires back. Unfeed them. Electronic ignitions. Sometimes I forget about this type of stuff. A lot of the bikes I mess with don't have electronics in them, so I'm not used to all these extra wires running around. Trying to find where the junction connects here. Like to do a nice job and just disconnect it if it's a possibility, if there's a good connection somewhere, good point where it's spliced in, or I'm not sure exactly how those connect. Pull the old tape off here and see what we've got. Tape's been on there for a little while. It's pretty brittle. And we're gonna get the tape started, and it starts to tear again. Let's find a knife and cut it. There's snips. There we are. Bust these guys out again and cut this stuff away. I believe this is where everything connects. Definitely not a factory connection here with all this electrical tape on everything, and kind of how everything looks messy. I didn't tape it up too bad, but it's been this way for a little bit, and obviously got hot a few too many times and made the tape pretty gross. So I tried to do a good job with some heat shrink tape here. I just didn't shrink it. Which isn't super helpful, but in this case where I'm taking these things apart, it is helping me actually. I think we've got everything we need now to run this back down and out. Yep, there we are. Oil lines are off, ignition is off, everything is off. Looks like we're all ready to pull this motor. My friend will come and pick it up probably in the next day or so here. So the next time you see a video from me, it'll be taking apart the rest of the bike. Thanks.